Hey everyone, welcome back to Programming Fields. I'm Umesh Rana. In today's tutorial, we are going to learn how to generate QR codes in a Laravel application. QR codes are everywhere these days, from linking to website to storing contact information. And today, I'm going to show you how to create and customize them right inside your Laravel projects. Whether you are a developer looking to integrate QR codes into your website or an entrepreneur wanting to share your business information instantly, QR codes make it easier than ever to link users to websites, store contact details, process payments, and more. And this all will happen with a simple scan. And what's even better, you can fully customize them to fit your brand. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through every step of the process from installing the necessary Laravel packages to generating basic QR codes, and also we will see how we can enhance them with custom features. So in this video, you will learn how to create dynamic QR codes that can change content on the fly. Then I will show you how you can customize QR codes with your own colors, sizes and logos. Thereafter, we'll allow users to download the QR codes and use them however they want. So by the end of this tutorial, you will have the skills to implement QR codes into your Laravel applications. This will give you an edge in building modern, user-friendly websites and features. So if you want to boost the interactivity and functionality of your Laravel application, stay tuned with Programming Fields and let's dive right in. So I already have a fresh Laravel 11 application here, and this is opened in the VS Code editor. Now in the next step, you will have to install the QR code package. So let's come to the browser. Here in the new tab, I will search for simple QR code Laravel, and here we have the very first GitHub link as simple software.io, and this will provide simple QR code package. Let's click on this. Now let's scroll down. Here we have the sample of this QR code. So let's come to the documentation of this. Here we have the docs folder inside this GitHub. Let's choose the language as English. Here we have the README file. If you'll scroll down, we have the introduction here. Now let's scroll down. Here we have the installation command as composer require simple software.io /simple QR code. And this is the latest version as 4. Okay. However, we don't have to specify the package version while installing. Simply, if we will type composer require simple software.io /simple QR code, then Laravel will pick automatically the latest version. So let's copy this. Let's come to the terminal. Let's paste this command and hit enter. So this is installing this QR code package. Yes, and the installation has been completed. This has been installed, and this installed latest version as 4.2. If we'll come to the composer.json file, here we have the simple QR code package installed. Okay. Now in the next step, we will have to configure that so we can generate the QR code. So basically, I want a form, and based on the given input, I want to generate the QR code. So that will be our dynamic QR code basically. So for this, I will come to the resources, views, and I will create a form here. So I will create a blade file as qrcode.blade.php. Inside this, I will create a basic form using Bootstrap. QR code generation in Laravel 11. I will remove this header, main and footer. Inside this body, I will create one container with padding of 5. Then I will create one card. Inside this card, we will have card header, one card body, and one card footer. I will add one title, card title, QR code generation in Laravel 11. Let me dock this window. Inside this card body, I will create one div as form group, and also I will add margin bottom of 2. Okay, now I will create one label, and this will be for QR code input, and I will add one input type text. Class will be form control. I will add one placeholder as QR code input, and I will specify name as QR code. ID will be QR code, and I will wrap this card in a row and column. Alright, let's cut this card component and let's move it inside this column. Here I will add one submit button. Okay, and I will wrap this card in a form. So here I will add form action. I will specify one route as generate QR code. Method will be post, and I will add one CSRF token here. After this card, I will close this form. Okay, this is fine. Now we will have to run this form. So I will create one controller. So inside that controller, we can add functionality to generate and download the QR codes. So let's come to the terminal. Let me clear this. I will create one controller as QR code controller. Yes, controller has been created. Now let's come to the routes web.php file, and here I will create one route as route : get, and this will render the form. So I will create route controller group function QR code controller class group function. Inside this, I will move this route. I will create one function as index. I will specify name as QR code. Okay. Also, we will have to create one post route for generating this QR code. So I will specify one more route here. Route method will be post. Let's add the endpoint as generate QR code, and function will be generate QR code. Let's add the name as generate QR code. This is fine. Let's come to the QR code controller. Let's define these functions as index. Better we can change this function name to create. And here let's return view as QR code. Okay. Let's specify the return type as view. Now let's come to the browser. Let's refresh this application and let's navigate to the route as QR code. Let's hit enter. Yeah, we have the QR code form input. Now we will have to capture this form input in order to generate the QR code. So we will have to define one more function inside the controller. So let's define the function as generate QR code that we have specified here in the route. And this will capture the form request. Okay. So I will add dump and die request, and we have the input name as QR code. So I will add request QR code. Let's refresh. Let's add something and let's click on generate QR code. Yes, we are getting that string here. Now based on the given input string, we will generate the QR code using the QR code facade. So in the next step, we will have to import the QR code facade in our application. So if we'll come to the usage, we will have to import this namespace in our controller. So let's add this. So let's type use QR code, and this will import through this simple software IO/QR code. This is fine. Now this QR code facade provides the function to generate the QR code. So we can use QR code : generate function. Alright. So this generate function will accept the parameter as a string. Based on that, we want to generate the QR code. So if we'll check out the documentation, inside this we have the QR code generate function, and this needs the parameter as string, and based on the given parameter, this will generate the QR code of that string. So in our case, we have the dynamic input through this form, so we can capture this input and we can pass it directly inside this function. I will add one if condition: if request has QR code. That means if the input has value, then we can pass this request QR code here. Alright. Now let's capture in one variable as QR code. And if we'll add dump and die $QR code, and if we'll check, this has generated one HTML in the SVG format. Alright. So we will have to display this in the form. So this will generate basically one SVG image for that QR code. So let's return this to view. So I will return this to current view. So I will add return back with QR code, and I will specify this QR code here. Okay, just like this. Let me remove this dump and die. This function will generate the QR code. Okay, let's come to the blade file now. Here I will display if session has QR code. So I will add dump session all function. Okay, let's come to the browser. Let's refresh. Let's continue this. Yeah, in this session we are getting the QR code key, and here we are getting that QR code SVG image. So I will display this QR code here just below this form. So let's display it. So after this card footer, I will create one div here, div class margin top of 4. Here I will display QR code. So I will check if session has QR code, that key we are getting here. Alright, then this will form this div here, and inside this, if session has QR code, then we will have to display that QR code. So we are getting the QR code in the SVG format. That means this is HTML format. So we will have to display that QR code in the single curly braces and double exclamation mark, just like this, and we will pass session get QR code. Alright, this is fine. Let's come to the browser. Let's refresh now, and let's add something here. Input test. Let's click on generate QR code. Yes, we can see that QR code has been generated here and it has been displayed properly. Okay. Now in order to download the QR code, you will have to store the QR code in your database. Okay. That will be easier to download, similar to image or file download. So I'm not going to implement that functionality because I already published file related tutorials in our playlist. If needed, you can check out that. Now I will talk about the QR code customization. Here we can see this generated the QR code in the default size. So we can customize the size by adding the size property here. So if we'll come to the documentation and if we'll scroll down, here we have the size function. Alright. So inside this size, we will have to pass the dimension. So this will be basically in the integer format. So we will have to pass this inside this code. So inside this controller, before generating this, we will have to call this size function. Here we will have to pass this size. I want to pass this as a 200. Let's check this. Let's refresh it again. Let's add any input. Let's click on generate QR code. Yeah, we can see the size has been increased now. Similarly, we can change the color of this QR code. So for this, again this package provides color property. Here we can pass the color property in RGB or RGBA. This will accept both. Alright, so let's try this. So after this size, I will add color function here. Inside this, we will have to pass the color code value in the RGB or RGBA format. So I want this in the mix color. So I will pass 100, 0 and 100. Okay, let's check this. Let's click on generate QR code. Yes, this generated in the purple color. By default, this is in the black color. And if you want to customize the color, you can add that input here. Also, you can customize the background color of the QR code. So if we'll check out the documentation again, here we have the background color function. So this will take the color format in the same RGB or RGBA. Also, we can pass the gradient similar to this. We can change the position as vertical, horizontal, diagonal, inverse diagonal or radial. So this will be for gradient color here. This is for eye color. We can change the eye color. So let's copy this. Let's paste it here. Okay. Let's come to the application. Let's refresh. Let's generate the QR code again. Here we can see this changed the eye color of this first rectangle. Let's revert this. This package provides lots of another features. So if you will scroll down, here this provides the styling for the dot. So we can change this to square, dot and round as well. Also we can add margin here. So if we'll check, this provided the margin function, and if you will add margin in the QR code, then this will add some spaces around the QR code image. So let's try adding margin inside this QR code. I will add 100. Let's check this. Let's refresh. Let's generate the QR code again. This has added the margin. I will reduce this to 10. Okay. Let's refresh. Let's generate it again. Yeah, this has added margin. We can add background color here. I will add 100, 0, 0. Let's refresh. Let's generate it again. Now we can see the proper margin here. Okay. We can change this QR code color again. So I will change this to white. Okay. Let's refresh. Let's generate it again. Yes, we can see we have the QR code in white color along with this background color. We can reduce this margin to 2 and I will set color as 0. So this will create a kind of border around the QR code. Let's refresh. Let's generate it again. Yes. So we can customize it according to our need. This provides some more features. If we'll come to the documentation again, we can merge image over the QR code. You can place your logo over the QR code image. So this provides the function as merge. Here we have the merge method. So inside the QR code, we can merge another image. Alright. And we can specify that position for overlapping that image. Okay. For more information, you can read out this entire documentation. This provides the helper functions. So we can read out the entire documentation for further details. This provides the flexibility to capture email, geographical location, phone number, SMS and Wi-Fi. Here we have the commonly QR code usage. So these are the commonly QR code usage functions. And that wraps up our QR code generation tutorial. You should now have a solid understanding of how to generate, customize and even download QR codes in Laravel. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Laravel tutorials. Also, feel free to leave a comment below if you have any questions or if you would like to see more contents on Laravel or other web development topics. So thanks for watching. See you soon in the next video. Until then, happy coding.